Hello YouTube! We're on the Real Programming channel. I'm its host. My name is Andrei. I greet you. Welcome. So, this is our 23 lesson. We will talk about HTML, PHP and MySqL. And the topic we will talk about what is the PHP for loops and PHP while loops. Okay. Looping out data with while. Applying a while loop to Elmer ML data lets us access the data row at a time without duplicating any code. We know that MySqL fetch array can take a table row and put the column values in the $row array, but the functions by itself won't get out all of your data. It will store if the first now and then stop. While loop can call MySqL fetch array, go toward each row of result data and one at a time until it reaches the end. And attention! Don't forget, remember, you will find all the code materials materials of this lesson under this video in the description, link to Google Drive. The while loop condition is the return value of the MySqL _fetch _array with two brackets function, which is interpreted as then true if data is available or false if we are all out of data. The loop actions get run each time to the loop. The loop actions consist of an echo statement that sticks the raw data together with a line break at the end. The first time toad, the loop to the $row array holds the first row of the mail_list table. The second time toad, the loop the $row array holds the second row of the mail_list table, and see a pattern here. First loop, second loop, and more loops. Watch continue. And the echo statement inside which loop takes the data. In the $row array and outputs formatted HTML content. An HTML line break puts each row of data on its own line on the resulting page. The key used to access the array element must match the column name. The while loop goes to the table data row by row. When it runs out of rows of data, it ends. The second time, toward the loop to the echo statement's output. Another sequence of text, but this time the data in the second row of the table is used. We don't actually use the plug sign to add string together, we use the dot operator. Each time into the loop, the value stored in the $row array change to reflect the current row of data. Column names are used to access the values in the array. There are no dumb questions. How exactly does the while loop now to keep looping mean a while loops controlled by a true or false condition and MySqL _fetch _array returns some kind of resource ID which is stored in the $row that sure doesn't look like a true or false test condition. Good observation, and as it turns out, PHP is fairly liberal when it comes to how it interprets the true conditions. In short, any value that is not 0 or false is considered true for the sake of a test condition. So when the MySqL fetch _array functions return of a row of data, the $row array is interpreted as true since it isn't set to 0 or false. And since the test conditions is true, the loop keeps on charging. What's interesting is what happens when no more data is available. The MySqL fetch array returns false, which terminates the loop. So I can control a while loop with any kind of data, not just true or false values. That's correct, but keep in mind that ultimately the while loop's interpreting the data as true or false. So the important thing to understand is what constitutes true or false when it comes to the interpretations of other types of data. And the simple answer is that anything other than 0 or false is always interpreted as true. What happens to the while loop if no data is returned by the MySqL PHP functions? If the query doesn't result in any data, then the MySqL PHP functions return false, and this causes the while loop to never make it into the code actions code, not even once. So it is possible to have a loop that never loops. Indeed it is. It's also possible to have a loop that never stops looping. Consider this while loop while in brackets true and square brackets open. This is known as an infinite loop because the test condition never caused the loop to exit. Infinite loops are very long bad things. We are here. Step 3. Create a send email web form and the PHP script for sending an email to the list. Don't forget we still have that last step to finish up. PHP and MySqL magnets. Exercise. Okay, use the magnets below to finish the code for the send email. Script to send email Elmer can start Elmer's sending to his customer list. As a refresh, here is how to mail with brackets function work. If you are ready for a solution, watch next, continue. If not, take a pause. This is our solution. Make sure to change this to your own email address. The subject from field is named subject with the same name used to access in the $row $_post array. The mail message text is entered into the form field name mail, always email. The mail message body is constructed from the customer some name and some from field name text, email. The mail recipient message, subjects and message body are pasted into the mail brackets function along with the Elmer's from address. The mail column in database in this holds the mail address of the customers with the message should be addressed to, and confirmation message is echoed to the page with the mail address of each customer who is mailed. It's generally not a good idea in terms of security to pass along user input directly to the mail with two brackets function without checking fast. First, Chapter 6 reveals some techniques of overcoming this problem. Okay, test drive. Send an email to the mailing list using the send email form. Download the code for the send email web page from the Hilvers Labs website at 3W. And it's in chapter 03 folder, similar to the add email page you saw earlier. This code consists of a web form, insert mail.html, a style sheet style.css, and a couple of images Elvis logo.gif and blankface.gif JPEG. Sorry. Create a new text file called sendemail.php and enter all of the code on the facing page. Upload all of these files to your web server and open the sendemail.html page in a web browser. Enter an email message in the form and click submit. Keep in mind that your email address will need to be on the mailing list in your order for you to receive the message. You got email from Elmer. At last, Elmer can send out this make Elvis Come sell emails everyone on his mailing list by using his new send mail web form and the PHP script. He can also use the output. This script to confirm that each message is successfully being sent. Each time the code in the script while the loop executes his email sent to someone at somehero.com with the mail address of the person in his database. The end result is more exposure of his products, and for better or for worse, more always look alikes. This email script rarely doesn't emails to the addresses stored in the database, so be careful when tinkering with it. Okay, sometimes people want out and removing data with delete. We will talk about this in the next lesson. And here is our 23 lesson about HTML PHP MySqL is over. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel, please put like, share with friends, comment, do exercise to drink more water for the brain, and eat bananas, chocolate, and so on. Thank you. Bye.